And welcome everybody to our LinkedIn Live and welcome Peter Lisowski. Peter, I'm really excited to have you on. You and I met on LinkedIn and we became friends and hopefully we'll do some really cool things together. And Peter, you are part futurist, part mad scientist, and part capitalist. And you've put together really interesting things. And what we're going to talk about is the economy of relationships. So Peter Lisowski, welcome. And Peter, who are you? Share with the community, who you are and your wisdom.
Thanks, Zev. I appreciate that, man. It's always fun to be on shows like this. Well, so my background really is I've done years and years and years of product development, and I guess, tying into what you said in the introduction, Zev, is really I look at mega trends out there, like things that are happening. We know, people that are listening to this or will listen to it. We know tech mega trends like the internet, cell phones, they're unstoppable forces. And I think last I checked, 96+% of the people in the world had a cell phone now. So that's a pretty big mega trend. But there's these other socioeconomic mega trends too that occur that I think are just fascinating. And these get into people's behaviors. And specifically today, we're going to talk about online behaviors just because, everybody's online, everybody's on their phones. That's just the way we are these days, right? So, just going back to that is, the first thing I noticed a couple of years ago, there was this, actually, I learned this term from Christopher Lochhead, who's the guy that's kind of the grandfather of category design, because I'm a big believer in that. But he talked about this group called Native Digitals. And it caught my ear because it was like, never heard of those guys. Well, what I found out is Native Digitals are 51% of the global population now and growing, Zev, and they really are driving. This is why you see a lot of interaction in communities now that are popping up, because they're all about interaction community. They're actually rejecting the old ways. You and I, we're called analogs. We were here before the internet. We created the internet, and then we said, we know, radio and TV ads. Let's plop that business model on top of this. And it worked for a while, and now it's starting to crumble. So things like email marketing, sales funnels, even, SDRs doing cold calling. I mean, we have AI blockers on our phones, and, I know you probably do. I get probably 5 to 10 unknown phone numbers that are calling me on my phone now. And it just, my AI takes care of it. I don't have to worry about it. But that's kind of
that get unknown. That like people call you, like your phone number like is being sold to every direction these days.
Yeah. So that's so when it's true, and I can go through if you want. There's 5 of these online behaviors that have happened, and really what's gone on is it's shifted us. We're shifting away from this attention economy and lead gen. And let me define lead gen really simply and quickly for people. Lead gen is I am invited into someone's sales process and they're trying to persuade me to buy. That's lead gen. And that has gone on forever and ever. Whether you're in a sales funnel or you're in email marketing, that's the way it goes. The shift that has happened, and guys, this is not something that's coming in the future. It's already happened. You're seeing it all around you. And when I talk about these behaviors, you're going to all go shake your head, go, yep, that's true. That's true. We're shifting to this thing called the relationship economy and demand gen. And demand gen is I am invited into the buyer's process when they're ready to buy. But in order to do that, though, we need to take care of business up at the top end. We still have what we call a funnel. It used to be a sales funnel. Now it's a buyer's funnel, right? And in that buyer's funnel, you still have to go through awareness and consideration with that potential client or customer to be invited to the table when they're ready to buy. And we can talk about that, as well in this show. So I'll just talk about these 5 online behaviors. And guys, if you're out there and you're listening to this, I've talked to, I can't even count how many founders and CEOs now. And they all have, shared with me that their email marketing sales funnels, SDRs and BDRs are struggling. The quality of leads are down. And even, guys, even think about it this way. Research shows that most leads coming in are typically 3% of the market that are ready to buy. Now, you can argue, are there opportunity seekers, shiny penny people? I don't know. But there's this whole unaddressable market, the 97% that are not ready to buy. That if I, for me as a business owner, I want to have access to those people too, because I want to bring them through some kind of a nurturing way to do things. Okay. So behavior number one in the relationship economy, and you guys all know this. I did a post about this a long time ago. I said, hey, if you guys want to have the best marketing tool that you could ever have, it's almost like a marketing genie in a lamp. It's called your mirror. Find a mirror in the house, look in the mirror and ask yourself one question: how do I buy? And if your answer is I go online and do research,
I like that, but I'm gonna challenge you on this one.
Okay.
With 30 years of experience, my clients have no clue what the issues their clients are facing, and most of the mistakes. And I've marketed for some of the biggest brands in the world and some brands you've never heard of. But lawyers think like lawyers. Their potential clients don't think like lawyers. Doctors think like doctors. Their potential clients don't think like doctors. I think like a marketer. My clients don't think like marketers. So I agree with what you're saying, but I also vehemently disagree. So one of the biggest things we do with clients is you don't sell to yourself. If I am not my own target market,
right?
And I would never be able to sell to myself. So I like what you're saying, but looking in the mirror is great. Try to put a mirror in front of the people that you're actually helping, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. The point I'm making is the mirror concept is people are going online and doing research. Do you have to speak in their language, in their world? Oh, heck yeah, you do. I agree 100%. And you have to put yourself in their shoes. You have to, understand what they're paying, all the stuff that we do, to try to connect with those people. You still have to do. That's not changed. Okay. The point I'm making is we all, unless you're, it's a commodity thing like a pack of gum or a candy bar, we're going online and we're doing research. That's what we do. And I will say, I'll add to this. I don't know of anybody out there, you could disagree with me on this, but no one initially goes, I'm interested in this particular product. I think I'll pick up the phone and call a salesperson. We don't do that. In fact,
those days are gone.
Yeah, the RAIN Group came out with a study last year. This is what's very interesting. 75% of all B2B buyers never want to talk to a salesperson anymore. That includes enterprise. They all want to have done self-kiosk, do their own research, get to that point. Now, they may want to talk to a salesperson when they're ready to buy. But during that awareness and consideration, it's like, leave me alone. I do not want to be pestered, right? So that's number one. Number two, and you know this to be true too, Zev, is, nowadays, everybody's out there, we're watching or listening, right? It's a good example. They're watching this show. Podcasts are still going to do very well because I can't drive a car. I can't run. I can't, do the things where I have to look at my phone and watch a video. Obviously, if you're doing that, you're going to probably crash your car if you're driving. But this whole thing with the interaction, with the watching, this is the best and most powerful way to develop that initial sense of trust and relationship. Okay. So I just decided, hey, I'm going to look and see if I could do something in the video world, because this is how people, want. In fact, HubSpot last year came out with a study, Zeb, 70% of all consumers, this is both B2B and B2C, they don't care about faceless companies or faceless brands. They want direct interaction with the CEO or founder. And I don't care if you're a solopreneur or you're a Fortune 500 corporate CEO, you're going to have to get out in front of the camera now. This is something, whether it's your distribution channels, your clients, your customers, you have to be out there in front of them now. So if you're afraid about, being on video, get over yourself because the world has changed.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. And if anybody looks at my LinkedIn, I've probably posted a video every weekday for the past couple of years. And we all need to create content. And
yeah,
you're absolutely right. I educate my potential 97% with social, with LinkedIn, with things like this. And when they're ready, they are quite aware that I am their AI guy.
Yeah.
Because I've already educated them about AI over and over and over. Now, pardon me, guys, I'm a little under the weather. Now, I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about, SDRs and sales. We are actually doing something about it. I'm a salesperson in heart. Okay. I love sales. Sales is the start of everything. If you ever had a date, you're a good salesperson. Congratulations. So What we do is the one thing that I think salespeople don't do well, Peter, and maybe you'll agree, maybe you don't, is they don't strategically build pipelines. Okay, most successful sales people that I trained are, fly by the seat of their pants. They can close, they can do, they're charismatic, but they don't have the discipline. And even if they do, after doing 5, 6, negative cold calls, it destroys their day. It's like I it's like a balloon being thrown arrows all day long, and the air is gonna basically burst out. So what we do is we take an AI. Now, we don't take an AI and generically send it to do stuff. We actually take a month and train the AI who you are. Who is Peter Lasowski? How does Peter Lasowski talk to people? What's your tone? How do you sell? What works for you? What didn't? And then we basically take that AI, and now Peter AI version is going out and reaching out the right way to 500 people every month, or 500 people more than what you did. What that creates is, even if it's on a low percentage, let's take, our average is like about 5%. If you send 500 emails and at 5%, you'll get back about 25 emails. Okay. From that, you can get a great 5 to 10 meetings. Now, salespeople love to close and love to talk to people that want to talk to them, but they hate to prospect. So the way we're using AI today, and it works amazingly for us, for our clients, is basically utilizing AI, but not just the generic AI, you teaching the AI how to do the parts that you don't do well. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree and disagree with you. And I'll tell you some of the stuff we're doing with the tool that we've created called Relatable. Because people, I don't care who it is, people still want to interact with people. I don't, and I don't know if people will ever be ready. We're getting better and better with AI and AI twins, but unless you tell people that you're AI twin, I think you're headed down for a whole level of mistrust. And what we've done is we've said, and we're working in some sectors right now, like in EOS, industrial automation, some bigger sectors in sales. And we're teaching salespeople, SDRs, and even BDRs or AEs to utilize Relatable as a video tool to then ask for interaction, but also it's really them, talking. And so what we found through this with people, with the businesses that are using this, whether it's salespeople or CEOs, they're getting north of 50 to 60 to 70% to set meeting conversion, like on a cold DM, using these interactive videos, because it's really that person. And you can put those. See, here's the thing. I'm not against email. I'm against email marketing. We have the ability to put relatables in emails where you just tap on the image and boom, the relatable pops up, and I'm now talking, interacting with you as me, the real me. And I think that's really what, as we go forward with more and more tech, you're going to see more and more people really crave having that real person interaction. That's my viewpoint on things. And we're seeing it. I mean, for example, with emails, we're getting people that are using that, when they're using that approach, they're getting north of 50% plus open rates and 14 times click-through rates, because it's not some text thing that my brain has to go, oh God, I got to do this. Plus the other thing too is everybody knows, and this is the thing, you guys all watching and listening, your BS meter as at an all-time high. I have been challenged by people in the DMs when I've been coming across being relatable to people going, I think you're trying to sell me. I don't like that. We all know, right? The dreaded sin in LinkedIn is you connect or someone connects with you, and what's the first thing they do? They pitch you. You know what happens to those people with me? Block. Because I don't want that. The second thing we all know, guys, we're all on LinkedIn, is as soon as you get someone connects and they ask the first question, what in the back of your mind are you thinking? They're trying to sell me. You see, this is where we are. We're at an all-time high skeptic rate now. So, the ability to come across as you, as the person, as someone that is just, wanting to connect. I'll tell you, Zev, one of my strategies I use, now it takes a little bit more work, but I'll connect with people I want to connect with. I'll comment, because I have a whole commenting strategy, but I really believe that founders need to do their own content. They need to create their own comments because you're developing. There's a book back there called Founder Brand, and it really is true, and it does work. But what I do is after I comment, Zev, I'll send, like for you, I would send you a relatable and just go, hey, Zeb, I really love your, what you're doing in the AI world with, Web3 blockchain and AI. And I just, I've commented back and forth and you've commented on my stuff. And I like the impact you're trying to make in the world. We're trying to do the same thing, same impact. I talk about, here's what Relatable is and does. If you'd like to set up a meeting with me and just find out more, we can do that. If you don't, then just keep following my content. It's not even really a sales thing. I'm getting about 80% set meeting conversion rate with that. But it's me talking to them through this video. And it's a simple interactive. We can make much more complex interactives with questions and inexperience and things like that. But just that simple person to person, that is really what the relationship economy at its foundational core is all about.
So Terry, Coach Palma, I don't know you, but thank you. I let my guests speak, and thank you for your kind comment, and thank you for watching. Peter, I don't agree with you on a lot of the things. And so we use AI all the time, but we don't use generic AI. My AI knows how I reach out to you. Some of our communication has been AI. I don't think I lost any trust with you. I don't think you even know it. When you try to do, okay, I'm a founder. I have 3 companies that I run. There is 0 chance in the world that I'll be able to record a personal message for each person. It's just not in the cards for me. So yes, you need to use that. But, I have probably on average 8-9 meetings a day, and then I need to follow up. I create videos for the community every day. I don't think I have it in me to create a message for each person.
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
So there was a little comment I made in there when I was explaining this. When you're looking at very key strategic contacts, you're going to do these personalized ones. I don't do that, everyone. But I'll give you an example. There's a lady that she uses Relatable all the time. She's in your AI world. She's the CEO. She created a relatable interactive experience that goes through and it does both the sales filtering and then also a teaching and thought leadership through the interactive. And these interactives, people choose like how they want to, what, kind of pain points or problems. And then she talks about, okay, here's how we solve that. And these aren't like 30-second YouTube shorts. These are like 4 to 5 minute explanations that she's doing. And she sends that out. All she does is she goes in, and you can actually use automated tools. I mean, there's things out there. Just be careful of what you're choosing. But you can automate this process, and you just put the link in there. The person in the DM, she sends them to, after they connect, to cold DMs. First connections. They watch the video. She's getting 70% conversion to set meetings on that. And that's a replicatable thing. You just run it in automation, just like you would.
But again, it's automation and it's marketing. So you're saying.
But the key thing, Zeb, is it's still her talking. It's not the the AI talking. And that, I think that's the big difference with people, is they're really craving those people-to-people interactions.
I've been doing videos for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And people love seeing the videos. But when you send a generic video to somebody, they don't see it as a personal message. And I get video messages all day long. I never respond to anything because it's not for me. It's something that, somebody created as a thing and put it out there. They don't even know who I am. Now, when I work with my program, not only that the AI knows how I act, the AI knows who you are, what you're doing, how you're doing. So it's not a generic message that, everybody gets. You're actually getting what you're looking for. And, you're a futurist, a mad scientist, and a capitalist. AI is going to take over everything. And I think the people that don't understand that just don't understand where the technology is going. We're in diapers right now, and I can create things on AI that nobody will know that it's an AI. Now, do you need to be upfront with your clients? Yes. Yeah. But this is coming. And video has been out there for a long time. It's been used for a long time. I think the differentiator in the market is AI, but I may be wrong.
Well, and the other differentiator too, and that's one of the 5 behavioral shifts that one of the ones I haven't talked about yet, which is, and this is my viewpoint, you can disagree or agree with me, but I really think passive video is kind of like the way email marketing was back in the early 2000s. It's like the 8-track tape of the music industry. If I look forward into the future, passive video is talk at you monologue. People are looking now for interactive dialogue. They want to be seen and they want to be heard. And so that's partly what this whole relationship economy and creating these interactive experiences, hence that have been driven by these native digitals. It's not just I'm sending out videos where I'm talking at you. It's having this, okay, I want to hear what you think. What's your feedback? It could be single choice, multiple choice. It could be open-ended questions. But people really like that. I mean, we have a Relatable Accelerator program that we just started about a month ago for people. And we automate that, but people are signing up right and left because it's my ambassador coach, Mary, talking to them, asking them like, hey, what's your thoughts about this? What's your thoughts about this? Here's what this does. She speaks to her pain points, but she asks for feedback from them. And that is all done in that experience. The other thing too, and again, this is where I think AI, what you're doing and what we're doing is in agreement, which is this is another behavioral shift. One size fits all marketing just doesn't cut it anymore. People want things that are personal and relevant to them. You're solving that through AI where it's very personal and relevant to them. I'm solving it through these interactive video experiences where they can choose their own experiences, personal and relevant to them. And oh, by the way, our category is interactive video relationships. The relationship piece is I can, or anybody can re-engage them with other video content based on their answers and actions that were personal and relevant to them. So therefore it becomes a much more customized experience for that particular viewer.
What is relatable? Can you, I don't think we just broke down what is relatable.
No, we've been talking about generalized things in the relationship economy. Relatable, it's these behavioral shifts, Seb, and I looked at all this and I said, the world has shifted, the world has changed, and how can we create a more humanized tool or technology? And that's how Relatable was born. Relatable, the category, if you've heard about category design, I wanted to create, something different because heaven knows the world doesn't need a better mousetrap. We've got way too many better mousetraps and better this and better that. There's just too many choices for people around the world. So it has to be something that, like you said, it has to speak to them in their world and their pain point, but it also has to be built on relationships. And so I said, okay, the sweet spot in category design is how do you develop a non-obvious solution to an obvious problem? And the obvious problems are these 5 shifts in these behaviors that support the relationship economy and demand generation. And that's how Relatable was born. The category is interactive video relationships. So we create interactive experiences, but we also can, if they pause, we can resume them back in, or we can nurture them and bring them other video content that's personal and relevant to them. So this is what Relatable is all about. And it's doing very well for different companies that are using it. And I think a lot of it, here's the thing, Zev, with everything we have, look, you and I are both tech guys, but I will say this, as long as we have humans on this earth, people do business with people they like, know, and trust. That's timeless. That's never going to change as long as humans exist and don't get overtaken by AI. It's just going to be the way we do business. And so that foundational principle is really the foundational principle of the relationship economy. We got into this push button marketing with, push buttons tech with email and sales funnels and all this kind of stuff, just because, hey, I could do this. It's easy. And I'll blast people with crap, and I don't know about, all you guys that are listening out there, but my inboxes are ruined. I can't even keep up nowadays. There's so much crap that's coming in there. I don't even look at it. In fact, I tell people, look, if you want to communicate with me, let me get your cell phone number, because if you send me an email, I'll probably never see it.
So if I worked like that, Peter, I would not have a free moment in life. If I gave everybody my phone number, and a lot of people have my phone number and it's out there a million times, but if I gave everybody that wanted to talk to me my phone, I'm now self-employed, basically. I have systems and teams that are designed to take a bigger load. So shout out to Elise. She just commented. Elise is my chief of staff. I haven't looked at my own emails for a long time.
Yeah.
I have somebody does it. I have systems that do that, because you're right, it's too much. But if I want to scale the way I want to scale, Peter, I cannot have a personal relationship with everybody on my phone or on my WhatsApp. And many people want to. I do meetings, and with people like you, yeah, I'll give you my phone number. You and I are, we'll be friends, blah, blah, blah. But I cannot do that with everybody. And I'm also the type of guy that when I'm on, and when I'm off, I'm off. You know what I mean? If I'm going to take my kids now to some lake, I'll take my phone off, turn it off, and let the team handle everything. So
good for you. I do the same thing.
But how do you do it? How do you keep sane with being personal, but yet growing?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a strategy to it, and I think you're alluding to that, right? So I don't give my cell phone out to anybody. I give it out to we have what are called ambassadors. And again, I don't believe in affiliate marketing. I think they're mercenaries. That's not what we're about. What I do believe is ambassadors, because ambassadors actually use the Relatable tool. They're builders, but they also go into these different sectors that we're going into and help grow that. Those people, they have my cell number because they're at a higher level of connection. Just anybody, I wouldn't give my cell out to. So I'm selective on who I give it to, just like you are. But I always tell people, look, if you really want to share something with me and you send it to email, let me know. They could do it in a LinkedIn DM, or they can do it in a text. But because otherwise, if someone says, hey, you hear the old adage, hey, I sent you an email. Did you read it? No, I didn't, because it probably came in with the other 300 or 400 of that day, and it's already off the screen. I don't even know that you sent it to me. We all have these problems. This is common to every single person that's, you and I, and every single person that's, involved in this live show.
Absolutely. And, I, honest to God, personally hate email. Okay. I don't like it. Okay. But it's the tool that moves the fastest. And most of my B2B clients, Peter, it's amazing. Sometimes I feel like they live on their computer. The moment I sent an email, something comes back, and I'm talking about clients. I'm not talking about prospecting now.
Yeah.
That's a different game. But with clients, a lot of them, I feel like they're so connected to the email, and maybe it's a B2B thing versus a B2C thing. Maybe it's a industry thing. But I would love even the audience to tell us. I still rely on email most. And another issue that I have, and maybe I'm just the one, and I would love to hear the community too. But some people now try to reach out to me by phone, WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram. Sometimes I have my team did you check your Signal this couple of days? Because there's a couple of partners that just send us stuff on there. Did you check? And it's really, really difficult. Do you have a way to kind of get it all under one system? Is that something you do?
I haven't solved that problem yet. So to be totally transparent and honest, and it is a problem because people hit you from all different sides and all different communications. For example, you probably have the same thing. For everybody that works with us in our team, we use Slack. And so we use Slack communication. And I tell people, look, if you want to talk to me and message me, hit me over in Slack. And then they'll tell me, hey, I sent you an email. Please review this or whatever. I try to limit, because these channels, and I agree with you too. And, this is the thing that's kind of sad, I think. And it really has nothing to do with Relatable. I think it's just a indication of where we've gone as a society. I just was on vacation in Hawaii. And I was sitting there, and we were at the pool bar. And here across Turtle Bay is this beautiful sunset. People, surfers out there on the waves, sunset going down. And I look around in the pool bar, and probably more than half of the people there were on their phones, not even talking to each other. And I'm going, man, is this where we've come to as a human race? We got and then there was a couple guys that were had this with their watch. And I'm just going, This is really probably a whole other show we could talk about, but I agree with you. You have to really, I think that addiction factor is huge. The dopamine effect is huge. I didn't know if I ever mentioned this to you, but I got 20 plus years in brain research and neuroscience and working with neuroscientists.
No, that was one of the things I love.
I know how the brain works and big, for sales and things, but this dopamine effect and some of the stuff that is done on social media is wrong. It's bad. And it's not good for the human race. It's kind of a thing where people have to make that choice. Like you said, they have to learn how to unplug. Just put it away. You don't need to take your phone with you everywhere. I mean, you and I can remember the days when we had corded phones. You want privacy, you went around the corner, and you talked.
I remember having one line in my house, and I remember I'm one of 4 siblings, and I have 2 older sisters. So we got calls to the house all the time. My father, who was a businessman, got so pissed off, he created another line for his bedroom just so he'll be able to speak on the phone and get the calls, because we were just dominating the phone. It was a different life back then.
Yeah, it was a different time. But now, and that's why I talked about these online behavior shifts, because I really do, and it's showing up too. I mean, and if you look at just the business aspects of this too, for years and years, businesses, I don't care if you're a small business or you're a mid cap or a corporate, we always talk about, we got to acquire new customers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's important. But what about all those other ones that are already your customers? And how do you continue to keep them loyal and talk about really live the long-term value of those customers? Relatable can do that too, as well, as far as really keeping that loyalty. Because look, I don't care whether you are in tech as a Fortune 500 corporate exec, or you're a dentist or a chiropractor or a bricks and mortar or a wellness center. You have competition everywhere, and people will shop if they don't feel tied to you, where they have loyalty in a relationship. They're going to shop. That was an interesting thing. It was, let's see, I'm trying to remember which, it wasn't HubSpot. It was Gartner Group. Gartner did a study last year. You guys all know Gartner, Rain are big. And what they revealed in this large study, they had 84% of all people will buy based on a relationship, even if the competitor has a better price or sales terms. Now think about that, 84%. Yet we focus so little on our existing customers. Back in the day, we were talking about these phones. I had, in one of the businesses, because I always like to do different things. I had a large construction company up in Seattle that I sold off. And what I did is I ended up almost at one time having nearly 300 customers that would drive to my office, pick up flyers. This is old tech, and to hand them out to their friends. And then probably people remember that are old enough, I used send out cards. I sent them little notes and gifts to personalize, right? So that was kind of if you think about life like a puzzle, that was kind of one of the forefathers to Relatable, because at that time I was going, man, I wish there was a better way where I could keep in touch with these people. And I could really, have a relationship with them. And now, we've advanced with video technology and phones and things like that. And so now we can do that. And that's a big thrust behind Relatable too, as well, is that existing customer loyalty.
I love that. So I played devil advocate a lot today. And
yeah, it's good. I like it.
With somebody as brilliant as you. But I'm a true believer in what you do. I'm a true believer in video. So this is something that I've learned probably 10 years ago, and this as a brain expert. Our brain cannot distinguish whether we're watching a video or watching a person. Intellectually we can, but our brain cannot. Yeah. So if you put yourself in front of somebody, a couple of times, you become kind of like, an expert in their mind. If you make it up to 5-8 times, you almost become a celebrity in their mind. And it's almost, I apologize. It's almost, I'm in an airport and I see somebody and I recognize them and I'm almost happy and excited. And then I notice it's a guy from a reality show or a guy from LinkedIn, or we don't even know. I used to have a year on LinkedIn where everything I did, I wore a black shirt. I was doing something.
Yeah.
I was doing speaking. People would come up with me. It's like, where's your black shirt? Like, it's really like it happened like 100 times. People came up to me and said, where's your black shirt? And it cracked me up. So video works how can people get into a service like yours? How can they reach out to you? How can people, follow all the great things that you do, Peter?
I think the best and easiest way, Zev, and for everybody that's out there listening or watching the recording of this, is just reach out to me on LinkedIn, connect with me. We're all here on LinkedIn. If you're on YouTube or elsewhere, you're on LinkedIn, come over. You can also, our website, berelatable.pro. You can check out LinkedIn. We have right now what we're doing, because I just believe one of our value statements, Zev, in my company, the top value statement for our small band of pirates is, how can we give first, right? Because I really believe in that, is like, look, people have choices, and being able to give first and help them get results, it's kind of like, I look at it like this. I tell people all the time, I go, customer testimonials really mean nothing to me, because you can go out and look at what other people did. And I guess from a brain heuristic standpoint, that makes you feel good. But the only person that's really going to decide on something, whether it's good for them or not, is you. And you use it and you get results. And if you get results, then you'll tell others. So, you can go there. We have a Relatable Accelerator program right now. It's free of charge. Mary Johnson, she will run you through within 2 sessions, 2-hour sessions. You will build your first, whether it's, doing something on the front end for automated sales, or it's something on the back end for automated service and reminder appointments and customer loyalty. Relatable can do all of that. You'll have your first one built, and then just go use it over and over and over again. Like, Zev says, because, we still have to automate things. I just wanted to create automation that had more humanization in it. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're all about.
I love that. So if somebody can please share, your URL is home.relatable.pro, correct, Peter?
Yeah, that's you can go there. You can also go to berelatable.pro is also the other one. But thank you.
Relatable.
berelatable.pro is our new website.
Follow you on LinkedIn, connect with you on LinkedIn. You're an awesome person. You and I connected on LinkedIn, and we're building a great relationship. Relatable is an amazing service. Put yourself out on video, practice what you preach, right? If anybody have seen me around, I put myself on video. I used to take a day out of my week just to put video. So everybody follow Peter, figure out how you can use Relatable. Talk to Mary. She's amazing. And Peter, thank you. I'm going to leave you with closing for like 1 minute, Peter. How would you like to close this awesome podcast and your awesome information?
I don't know if it'll take a minute, but I think, the key thing for everyone, watching this or who will watch it, is, guys, we're not, things have shifted. This is not something that's coming. This is not the future of technology. This is something that's already here, these 5 shifts. And we are in the relationship economy now. In fact, I believe that at the end of the day, B2B and B2C will kind of fade away, and it'll be more H to H, human to human. And, again, I'm a tech guy, so is Zev. We have tech tools. We believe in tech. I believe in AI too. But I think at some point in time, guys, we have these timeless things that we do as human beings. And like I said before, if I go to you and I say, people do business with people, everyone finishes it. They like, know, and trust. And I will add one more thing. People share businesses with people they like, know, and trust. And we didn't talk about, we have a whole viral share inside of Relatable where you can share things that are part of that. And it can be phone to phone, text, email, WhatsApp. But basically you can build your whole audience inside Relatable, and it costs you nothing. It's free.
That's amazing. So guys, take advantage of this. Home.relatable.pro or berelatable.pro, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Go visit Peter, and please, everybody, take advantage of this amazing free offer that Peter has. Go on Relatable. And Peter, thank you for being an amazing guest, amazing friend. And I love meeting people like you on LinkedIn, and I'm looking forward to grow our relationship.
I am too, Zev. Thank you for having me on. I'm really grateful for that.
A pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.